Hello readers, it's really good to see you again, and thanks so much for watching. And thanks to everybody who's subscribed to the channel. I'm Ruben Hepplethwaite and welcome back to Keep Reading, your channel for great book recommendations. Now, my theme at the moment, as some of you know, is books for the summer. And this week I'm recommending a winner of the Nobel Prize in Literature, and it's titled Of Mice and Men. Now, this book is a novella which was written by the great American author, John Steinbeck, who was often called a giant of American letters. And many of his works are considered classics of Western literature. John Steinbeck is probably best known for The Grapes of Wrath, but he authored many brilliant books in his career. So before we get going, I've had some book recommendations given to me by followers of the Keep Reading channel. And one of them is a very famous person. So watch right to the end of the video to find out who the famous person is. So published in 1937, Of Mice and Men, it tells the story of two outsiders, George Milton and Lenny Small. Now the pair are displaced migrant ranch workers who move from place to place in California in search of job opportunities during the Great Depression in the United States. Steinbeck based this novella on his own experiences working alongside migrant farm workers as a teenager in the early 1900s. And the title is taken from a line in a Robert Burns poem, or the Robert Burns poem To a Mouse, which says, "The best laid schemes of mice and men often go awry." And Lenny is a childlike and kind-hearted person. He's a giant of a man of incredible strength, but also has a mental disability. And George is a cynical and hesitant man. He's an intelligent guy, but he's uneducated. And it soon becomes clear that he is Lenny's guardian, and he looks out for him and treats him like a brother. After being hired at a farm, the pair are confronted by Curly, who is the diminutive son of the farm's boss. Now Curly, he's a small, aggressive troublemaker with a Napoleon complex, and he hates larger men, and he starts to pick on and target Lenny. Curly's flirtatious and provocative wife, who incidentally is never given a name and is only mentioned in reference to her husband, also poses a problem for the pair, as Lenny is instantly attracted to her. Now, George and Lenny have nothing in the world except each other. And they have a dream of one day of having some land of their own to farm. And their dreams, at one point, they seem to be in reach, but their hopes are doomed as the plot unravels, as Lenny faces extreme jealousy, cruelty, and misunderstanding, and he becomes a victim of his own immense strength. The literary power of this book, it rests firmly on the relationship between the two central characters, their friendship and their shared dream. These two men are so very different, but they come together, they stay together, and they support each other in a world of people who are destitute and alone. Of Mice and Men is a poignant and touching tale of the friendship between Lenny and George, set against the backdrop of the worst economic downturn in US history. The ranch becomes a microcosm of the American underclass at that time. This book, it addresses the real hopes and dreams of working class America. Steinbeck's short novel raises the lives of the poor and dispossessed to a higher symbolic level. The novel also examines many of the prejudices at the time, racism, sexism, and the prejudice towards those with disabilities. The power of Steinbeck's writing is that he treats these issues in purely human terms. He sees society's prejudices in terms of individual tragedies, and his characters attempt to escape from those prejudices. This novella has a powerful ending that is climactic and shocking to the extreme, but it also it's very relatable with regard to the tragedy of life, the sufferings of those who live it, and the inevitability that life goes on. So I've got a few books that have been recommended to me via comments on the channel. So firstly, a shout out to a good friend of mine, Keith Coleman, who recommended Past Tense by Lee Child. And also to Monica Meerchan, who recommended Against All Odds by Danielle Steele. And also a shout out to Ricky Gervais, who recommended A Day at the Office by Matt Dunn. So that's another book recommendation done. Subscribe to the channel today if you haven't already for more great book recommendations by clicking in the link in the description at the bottom of the video. Also, please send me your own recommendations in the comments section and I'll shout them out in the following week. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you like the video and to share it with all your friends. I'll be back with another summertime recommendation next Thursday, and I hope to see you again. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, stay positive, and keep reading.